Well, hello everybody. Good evening, Monday evening. You know what that means. Market update, market talk. Yes. So it's going to be very exciting tonight. We are going to talk about some interesting things involving Pikachu. A lot of Pikachus. I hope you guys are ready for a lot of Pikachu talk. Why am I saying a lot of Pikachu talk? The 30 years, of course. It has been revealed. If you haven't watched my video yet, it was released only half an hour ago. Yeah, I will give you the TLDR in this live stream, and then afterwards you can go and have a look at the video for some extra things. So yes. Hope for the rest that everybody is doing great. So let's see perhaps when some people are dropping in. I don't know when people are going to drop in. Let's see. But the 30 years. So today, June 1st, Pokemon revealed how it is going to look. What can we expect of the 30 years? It's going to be exciting. It is going to be a release globally at the same date. Globally? Sing, what the hell are you talking about? Globally? Yes. So, are we expecting a Friday somewhere in September? Nope, we are not expecting a Friday in September. We are expecting a Wednesday, the 16th of September to be exact. Yeah, they are doing this apparently so that they can organize some festivities in Japan. Will there be festivities in the US? Could be. Will there be somewhere else? Probably not. You know, in Europe, we are always left out in the cold, in the dark. Yeah, we don't get a lot. Here in Europe, we don't get a lot. No. But for the 30 years, it's looking great. It's looking great. Let's see what that will give. Will there be an abundance of product to start it off with? But I have some interesting things that I can share. So, an article on Poke Beach, of course. Yes, the goats. So we have here a nice little booster pack. Let me change my screen as well, because otherwise people can't see it properly. Come on. Yep. So on the vertical. So the pack of the 30 years looks like this. Exciting. It is a beautiful pack, to be honest. 30th celebration. Yes, so it is indeed confirmed. It is a celebration again, and we will get some, well, a lot of repeated cards, basically. This is what we are going to get. So these kind of cards we are going to get. Pikachu and Zekrom, also a really nice card. Then this one, Pikachu. Misty Trainer. Some old goody classics. Yeah, I'm showing now these because this information is not in my video. I just found the article after my video was already completely edited, and so Shining Celebrate. This is not a clear picture, right? You need to tilt your head to see it properly. Okay, yeah. Lugia, also a very old card. Look at the copyright, 2002. Damn, the 2003 Dark Tyranitar. So some very old cards that they are bringing back to life. So, will they be valuable? It will all depend, of course. Hello, Daniel Johnson. Hello, Omarisil Tepe. Hello. So, talking about the 30 years that has been revealed, of course, going through the cards that apparently are going to be featured in the set. So, will it be exactly these kind of cards? Well, I don't know. Will not only feature new cards, but 30 classic cards from throughout the Pokemon TCG history. Each card will be printed, of course, with the Pikachu stamp and a special holofoil treatment. So, and the Japan's website teased with the classic collection lineup. Yeah, and they are showing exactly 30 cards. So, and look, even big boy Magikarp is yeah, on it. Nice, right? So a lot of cards. Even Mew, look at that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what we are going to get. Of course, this is the hype of the year. Isn't it the hype of the last 2 years? Everybody in 2025 was already talking about, yeah, but the 30 years is coming up, and the 30 years is coming up. It's gonna be big, eh? Of course it's gonna be big, but it will all now depend how much money is this going to cost us. Is this going to cost us an arm and a leg? It will depend. That's what I was mentioning in my video that you can watch afterwards. It is also now a question mark. Okay, what will now be a correct price? If you now see you need to be going for 100 US, is that the price that we are going to pay for the set when it's going to be released? Are you going to find ETBs at 80 US? It will all depend. I'm already seeing a price of like 100 US for an ETB, to be honest, on the market in Belgium, the Netherlands, and sealed cases, they are being offered for like 1100 US sealed. That's a lot. That's already a lot. Yeah, there are some nice cards in it. Like if we check it out now here, okay, these cards we have seen, but apparently there will also be one of 30 different Pikachu cards in every booster pack. So how can you identify them? Well, look at that. You have here at the bottom a small area where it's then mentioning this is card number 14 out of 30. So that way you know, okay, I have this card now. So that's easier for you then to collect them all. Gotta catch them all, of course. So that's how they are going to do this. But yeah, this is now the Japanese version. You can see here M6A is the number that they gave it in Japan. And yeah, so 14 out of 30 as well. But look at that, the hollow foil effect. And then you also have then, of course, a lot of different designs. So for those Pikachu fans out there, you are really going to enjoy this. Yeah. Then I'm looking also at my girlfriend because she and Pikachu, she likes to collect all Pikachu cards. So here she will have 30 different cards to collect. So yes, as you can see here, a lot of Pikachus all around. Yes. But then there is also something extra, something special. So there is a futuristic rare, a new rarity that is going to be available in this set. A futuristic rare. It's kind of like a new age card. That is the feeling that I've got. It is special colors. It is a special card overall. Yeah, if we take a look at this now, this is now the English version, but take a close look. There are no details here. This is a pure digital card. But if we then now take a look at this one, you see more textures. And I think this is more a real representation of the actual card. Look at the textures that you are seeing here at the side. So this is already a better representation. Now, as we always need to ask ourselves, the quality of Japanese cards is normally better than the English ones. Now, I think this could be very important for this one as well, for these sets as well. Is now the Japanese quality going to be king in this? Yeah, we will quickly identify it at the prices for the cards, of course. Yes, but this is now here then the 30 logo. It's, you see, it's kind of like a bit new age. It's something different. I've already read people that are on both sides that some are mentioning, oh yeah, this is interesting, oh this is beautiful, and you have other people that are saying, what's this, it's ugly. So yeah, but then the second design is then here a Mew EX. You see, you gotta be for this kind of designs. So I'm waiting, to be honest, to see if I can have a sneak peek at a card like that in real life, an actual card. This is going to matter a lot, especially if you look at now the textures here. Look at the amount of detail, if this is actually the case. But if you're not already, oh, I want to pull a card, people are saying that, well, some people are saying that it could be perhaps more difficult than even pulling a gold card. Imagine that. So you know a gold card is what, plus 1000 booster packs are the average chances of pulling a gold card. Imagine that this is worse. Imagine that. Do you really think Pokemon is going to make it easy for us? Hell no. They want everybody to buy as much packs as possible. Yeah, this is their infinite money glitch. They've got a printing machine for money. Yeah, although it spits out Pokemon cards, but basically on their bank account it spits out money. So that's what they are doing. Okay, so they are doing really nice things, but we can only guess about the potential pull rates for these. Also, something else that is very important to mention is that there are cards as well. So here they are mentioning each of, so the 31 in just like in celebrations in 2021, the set will include 30 classic Pokemon cards. So those were the cards that I was showing previously. But something important is need to mention about this: they will not be legal for tournament play. They will not be able to be used. These are old cards that they are bringing back now specifically for the 30 years, but they will not be brought into tournaments. No. So that is very important to understand. Then also a glimpse at some other cards. Here you have then a Greninja EX. Also something that I wanted to show. You can see here, this is card number 21 of 128. So in English, you have 128 cards of the main sets, of the main cards, yeah? And then also the set in English is called 30C, and then afterwards the language like we are used to. But if we now take a look at a Japanese card, where is a Japanese card? Well, the Mew, for example. If you look at now here at the bottom, you will see here, this is until 103. So there is a difference in the number of cards. How PokeBeach was explaining this is because they are going to use certain cards as promo cards and such. So that's why there is a difference in the numbers. Yeah, seems logic. So there are some things that the sets will not be 100% identical. Well, the cards will be identical, but the way to obtain them will be different. Yeah, it can be that it's a promo card in a collection box, for example, because we are going to receive collection boxes, we are going to receive a binder collection, we are going to receive text stickers. It's going to be mayhem. And in there, we are going to get then certain promo cards, certain cards that we need to complete our set. Pokemon has really thought this well through. Oh yeah. So what else do we got? We have here Espeon. And also what PokeBeach had to mention is there are Pokemon is featuring the cards in different timings of the day. It can be in daytime, nighttime, so a bit of it can be in different scenarios. Here you have a very beautiful Lapras card, for example, with Psyduck here. I believe this is Marill. Beautiful. This is a beautiful card. Yeah, and then Drifloon, this is kind of like a carnival card, so a pretty old carnival card, to be honest. And then this one also, Lycanroc, also not a bad card. So, and then here, his one, Zorua, dreamy card. So this is what they are meaning, also cards in different, that this is now nighttime, full moon. Yeah. So a lot of cards that are going to be searched for, that are going to be popular. Everybody will find the card that they will like. No question about it. So, but if we now take a look, I already can give you a little hint how many cards there are going to be, of course. You can see it clearly here on the Mew. The Mew is the final card. This is card number 158. So this means this is the last card in the English set. So that means there are 158 cards in total. Yeah. So there are 30 secret cards in the English. If we now take a look at, the Japanese done here. So you have here 135 cards in the Japanese, including then your secrets, but there are 32 secrets cards. See the difference? So there are some differences indeed that you need to take into account. On the Japanese, I don't know if we have already knowledge about which kind of products they are going to make, because on the English they make text stickers, they make collection boxes, they make this, they make that. In Japan it's always a bit different. Now what are they going to do? curious to see. But yeah, they need to do something to get the product to the people. Are they going to create a booster box? Most likely they are going to do something like that. But how? I don't know. Let's see. So I don't know what everybody already thinks, but also here we have a bit of an upcoming schedule. So July 31st, Storm Emeralda, featuring Mega Rayquaza EX. This is in Japan, of course. Also at that moment, we are receiving the Mega Starter Set EX decks featuring Eevee, Zoroark and Meowscarada on September 16th, and of course the 30th celebration set. But then on October 16th we are receiving something else, the 30th celebration card set featuring the 27 starter Pokemon promos from our first partner collections. You see what this is? These are your Bulbasaur and Charmeleon and all those cards that you were pulling now from the first partner. They are coming out on October 16th in Japan in one go. Okay. And then on November 13th, we are receiving a special deck set featuring Mega Feraligatr, Mega Dragonite and Mega Gengar. And November 27th, Aura Seeker featuring Mega Lucario Z. So, see, I already warned you, everybody, save your money. Don't spend it all. So Chaos Rising is now the hot potato. Then in 2 months, no, a month and a half, in July, then everybody's going to say pitch black is the way. Is it really? Or should you keep your money for the 30 years? That's the $1 million question. You don't got $1 million probably, or €1 million. I can get that. So be smart with your money. If you want to go deep into the 30th celebration and you're limited on funds, hold on. Yeah. But only buy when it's a decent price. So that's about the 30 years. So I don't know what you guys are thinking from it. Yeah, let me know, because I'm already questioning, okay, what will be a good price to buy? When would I buy? That's a very good question. An ETB for €80, I would accept that. 100 euros would already be a lot. But a few months ago, I already saw some pre-orders for ETBs for €80 a pop. But then I said it's way too early. It was pay immediately. Can you imagine that in February people were already paying to buy ETBs from the celebration set? In February, in March, in April, people were already buying with cases. That is crazy. We didn't even had any idea about the set, any of the cards, any of the designs. We didn't knew the list of the SKUs, the stock keeping unit numbers, the identification numbers of the products. So we didn't knew anything. But people were already putting up thousands of euros on the table. Now it is getting more tangible. You can see, okay, how is the product going to look like? We still don't have any pictures for the UPC. We still don't have a picture for the ETB. That is going to be the hit or the miss. It's going to be a hit, trust me on that. But this is something that cannot miss in your personal collection. If you're a true Pokemon fan, I think you need this in your collection. It's like I wanted also an ETB of the 25th. I was very late to the party, trust me on that. But with the 30 years now in front of us, I managed before that the ETB of the 25th went up. I managed to snag one in a very good condition, and I was glad. Because putting then an ETB of the 25th next to one of the 30th is going to be very beautiful. But yeah. If it's €80 bow, yeah, that would be nice, but oh yeah, we will need to see. But yeah, if stores like in Belgium, Dreamland and things like that, or MediaMarkt, they offer it for €80, I am not sleeping on it. I will not be sleeping on it. And if I can get anything in a sealed case, I am definitely not sleeping on it. Hell no. I'm very curious to see what the prices are going to be. But don't forget, a booster pack is 6 cards. 5 Pokemon cards and 1 energy card. 6 cards. So this is kind of like the 25th celebrations again. A very small pack. It is not a normal pack, so only 5 usable cards basically. So yeah, why was it long on the shelves? Because they printed so much from it. They printed so much of the 25th, but can you imagine now that they did that with the 25th? What are they now going to do for the 30th? But okay, the situation is different. Like Bo is saying, this time they are going to be quickly off the shelves. Everybody's buying for investing. And everybody's going to think they have won the lottery. Opening them up in the beginning, the cards will be extremely high in value. The more product is opened, the lower the prices are going to go. Except for those specific chase cards. That, yeah, as you know, will be high. I was already waiting for gold Pikachu, by the way. Wouldn't that be the cherry on the cake? Imagine that soon they reveal that there is a gold Pikachu. How good would that be? To top it off, it is now a set featuring around Pikachu. A gold Pikachu. I think the internet would go crazy. How many packs in an ETB? No idea. That's now the thing. People are already buying ETBs left and right, but nobody knows exactly how many packs are going to be in it. In a UPC, how many packs are going to be in it? 15? Will an ETB also be 9 packs? What was it with Celebration? Was it 10 packs in an ETB? For the 25th? I can take a look. I have mine here. So if I take a look, yeah, there were 10 packs inside, 10 celebration packs with 4 cards in every booster pack. And then there were also 5 additional booster packs from other sets like Shilling Rain, Battle Styles, Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze. That was included in it. So this was can you see it? So that was included in that one. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, but still, getting an ETB, everybody's gonna want that. And all the people that in the past said, oh, I should have kept it sealed, now they are going to do that. Making a quick buck is, yeah, it will all depend, of course. People are going to count that they are going to be sold out everywhere. So what are they going to try to do? They are going to try to scalp them and indeed going to flip them immediately. But so many people are so stupid in the hobby that they are going to do this. You need to hold on to them for a longer time. For a longer time, months. In best case, years. And I know I already talked about, okay, how long should you hold? And everybody says, I'm holding for a very long time, but then 2 months later, they are selling it off for various reasons. Yeah, everybody's price point is different, of course. As some say, oh, I made €5. Oh, I'm cashing out. I've got enough. Some say, I need at least €100 return on this. It's different for everybody. But holding long term, it's like Rudy from Alpha Investments was saying, who really keeps long term? I was watching a video from him, I think this morning, and he was doing his whiteboard. And all of a sudden he says, yeah, hang on, I'm going to turn my camera. And he was using boxes from something from Magic the Gathering from 2018 that nobody wanted. He was using that as a table. That guy even uses Pokemon products as to throw around with and all those things. And we are here complaining about all the products that you cannot have. So that's a real example of holding long term, and he became rich out of it. Yeah. You see, bro. Yeah, but that I now understand. It's you jumped to One Piece. That's okay. That's not a problem. No, nobody can blame you. Everybody does what they want. But you still have that kind of feeling that you know Pokemon. You have been in Pokemon for a long time, and you still have that feeling that, okay, I want an ETB. I don't want to miss out on that. It is still an anniversary of a TCG that you very, very much enjoyed for a very long time. And you will not be the only one. Otherwise, that is also a kind of FOMO, but it's still a healthy FOMO. You are not saying, I need 20 ETBs or I'm not satisfied. You will not think like that. So, yeah. Yes, but it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm really thinking in the sense that Pitch Black, shouldn't we skip it? Shouldn't we skip it? Why? Okay, so Pitch Black is coming out second half of July. And afterwards, you have 2 months basically till the 30 years is coming out. I prefer to keep my money. To be honest, I prefer to keep my money so that something comes along for the 30th anniversary that I can buy it. Pitch Black is in print for 2 years, the 30th anniversary as well. But what will be better? Pitch Black is how many cards for Pitch Black? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. How many cards in the set Pitch Black? Because we know Pokemon is making smaller sets now. Eh? So Pitch Black, where are you? I want to know. Is it already revealed? Abyss Eye Secret Rares. But do they already, what is the top chase card here in Japanese? 118. And we know it's almost a one-on-one. So it will not be a critical change. So we are looking here at 118 cards in the Japanese version. So English will be close to it. So that means the celebration set is bigger. Are you going to then spend your money on Mega Darkrai here? Or you're going to wait? People are going to get in FOMO with this card. Okay, I get you. If you like it, you like it. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, that's my thing. I'm not into Gothic. But okay. But apparently Japan is really bad into this. Yeah. But I can do without for the moment. I can buy later. Yeah. Yeah, the card is always beautiful in real than on the picture. That's true, especially if you see the textures. But I think perhaps we can skip perhaps and wait until that we first get to the 30 years instead of this. Yeah. Oh, we have that's one. I haven't seen this one. Look, they say it's a connecting card here. So you have this one and this one. They are connecting. Okay. A trainer card with this, okay, trainer card and then a full art card. Okay, I'm not always a big fan of trainer cards, but I get that Japan is, and also to be honest, I when vending, it's frequently that someone passes by. Hey, you got that trainer? You got that trainer? I'm collecting trainers. A lot of people are into it. Yeah. So okay, I can get it. I'm not a big fan, but okay. Here we also have them connecting cards. So are they doing more connecting cards now? Chaos Rising, Foki, Fogadere, Mega Greninja EX. Shout out to everybody that has those connecting cards. It will not be a lot of you, but okay. Yeah, but we need to see, but Yeah, I'm not going to go for Chaos Rising. I got two cases of booster boxes, and I'm still on the fence in getting ETBs. But for Pitch Black, I don't think I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to skip most likely, and I'm just going to put the money away, that I can go buy some products for the 30 years, and then perhaps the rip and ship as well, that I can have some packs for you guys from the 30th anniversary. Yeah, I think also Pitch Black comes out in middle of the summer. This is kind of like Black Bolt White Flare from last year all over again. How big was the hype around Black Bolt White Flare? Not big, not big. No, prices are finally going up, but they launched at the end of, when was it? The final week of July they released. I remember because the amount of product I got in, it was crazy. But it didn't sold pretty good. It sold a little bit, but not exaggerating. But Pitch Black, could it be the same? A lot of people are on holiday. A lot of people are enjoying the sun, drinking pina colada. Hey, if I get the opportunity, to go on a vacation in the end of July and drink a pina colada, hey, fuck it, I'm drinking a pina colada as well. So then I'm skipping Dark White. So, yeah, but the 30th anniversary packs for the stream, I think that would be really nice. Yeah, that would be something that really works. The only thing I hope is that they cannot be weighed. I'm afraid of that. They are going to put in a code card, because that was mentioned that there will be a code card inside of it. But I really hope they cannot be weighed. Not for the Japanese and not for the English ones, because otherwise it is going to be dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah, it will all depend, of course, what the kind of pull weights are, how the packs are going to be seeded. That is also very important, because in Japan there is a risk. If you get those special booster boxes like Terrestrial Festival, for example, if you get those special booster boxes, usually it's dangerous. So, yeah. You guys have different flavors. Okay. That is normal, but it's like I'm now not specifically liking the new cards, the new futuristic rarity, but you have people that are going to like it. Not my flavor, to be honest. Mega Dark YEX, not my flavor. What is my flavor? Mega Greninja. Mega Greninja EX, the connecting cards. That's my flavor. So everybody is different in that. Bro. I like the way that you're thinking. Buying ETBs of Pitch Black, and when everybody's back from holiday, sell it for profit. Do you know that usually when people come back from holiday, they are broke? They are brokies. Yeah. They spent all the money on the pina coladas. Yeah. And then all the pictures on holiday. Oh, yeah. But it's going to be exciting. But then I'm wondering, trying to get inside the head of the guys at Pokemon, or the girls, how are they managing then all the sets that they need to reprint, then the 30 years? That must be difficult. Come on, guys, really. I've now seen that, okay, you have now seen the reprint of the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs in the US, flooded the market in Europe as well. Now they are talking about SPCs, Prismatic Evolutions SPCs. Most likely also a ton is coming over to Europe. Overpriced. Don't get me wrong, overpriced. It's more than 300 euros here, but apparently in the US it's going for like $200, something like that. It's crazy. But I think the time is slowly but still coming that Pokemon is going to print less prismatic, and they are going to focus on Ascended and the 30 years. That's what I'm thinking. What else can they do? Prismatic is in rotation until next year. Most likely, they are still going to bring out some tech sticker collections or mini tins or something like that from Prismatic, more directed to the end of the year, with the holidays and something like that, and then something they will throw on the market in January next year. That's what they are going to do. Don't question about that. Perhaps it's already printed and sitting in a warehouse, just that they can push it out whenever they can. But Ascended is definitely in for a reprint. It released now, starting the release in January. It is in for a reprint, so hoping that something drops in the summer. But the other sets, I don't understand how they are doing that. People are... Phantasmal Flames, it's going bananas. Booster boxes, it's going bananas. Mega Evolution itself, yeah, people seem to skip it, but don't forget possibility of 2 gold cards. People tend to forget that. You have 2 gold cards in that set. That's the only set with 2. And then you still have Black Bolt White Flare. We didn't have a reprint yet. And it's starting to dry up. So, yeah. The Pokemon market is slower in the summer, yes, which is normal. I think it's slower in July than in August. July, more. I always have the impression that there are more people in vacation in July than in August. Perhaps it is also due to, okay, I could be biased, of course, but in Belgium, then you have that all people in construction are off at the end of July and things like that. Then I always have the impression, okay. More people are on vacation. I could be wrong, but from what I expected, from what I experienced last year during the summer, you see a really decline in sales. You need to anticipate that as a business because you go into survival mode. And okay, Pokemon tries to pick that up, then with releasing a set, drop that in the summer. You sell a little bit, but it's not gigantic either. So yeah, it's people that are just into the FOMO that then are buying something, but the people that are on vacation, how do they do that then? They have it delivered somewhere else, but if then there is a problem with the package, who is going to arrange that? Who is going to fix that? So yeah. But yeah, it's always slow in the summer. That's also why people say in the summer you will see a dip in certain prices, because people are offloading. They need some quick bucks because, hey, imagine you have booked a trip to there and then all of a sudden you had something else, another expense, and you need extra money. And you don't have enough. Imagine that all of a sudden your vacation is paid and all of a sudden your car breaks down and you have some extra expenses a few weeks before you go on holiday. But you don't have any money anymore. What do people do? They sell off some of their collection, huh? Why not? You have people that can buy a house from it. So then they are selling as low as possible. Yeah, the lowest on the market sometimes. And then there are some deals to be made. You see it every year. You see it. And it's also normal. Huh? People need quick money. Yeah, the times I already had someone coming at my table at a convention. Yeah, do you want to that? Yeah, how much percent of this and that? Oh, come on, give me quickly the money. Okay. People are sometimes in a hurry. They just want to offload and buy something else. But why is that also something? Imagine I now buy an ETB for 80 euros and in 2 years it's 300 euros. And I say, okay, I give you 250. What do you say? Yeah, but I bought it for 80. I can sell it for 250. I still made a good profit. The math in their head is, I made X amount of profit. So they are happy. If they now get 270, 260, 250, the quicker they get the money, sometimes the better. Because that 250, they can put in something else. And then they can try to do the same. Buy something for 250 and hope to sell it a few years later for 500. You see? Mentality of some people, yeah. It works, huh? Why not? It does work, eh? Yeah. Yes, but what else was on my list? Yeah, talking about printing numbers. So Pokemon revealed their printing numbers. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. To be honest, my estimation, which I previously already mentioned, was that it was 10.5 billion cards. it was more, because last year it was 10.2. But unfortunately, it was 10 billion cards, so 0.2 less, 200 million cards less. Okay, 200 million cards. It's not peanuts. I get that. 200 million cards, but like I was mentioning in my video, my assumption is that it could be for multiple reasons, of course, but perhaps one of the reasons was moving printing things over to Europe. Now our booster boxes, our ETBs, printed in Europe. They are not coming from the US anymore. So there was a shift. Did that play something? Was there perhaps a problem in the production? That for a certain period in one factory, perhaps there was an issue that they couldn't print and they lost some possibilities? In the grand scheme of things, 0.2 of a billion. How long would that be that something is not operational? How long? 2 weeks, perhaps 1 week. But they also didn't mention where was printed less, because they gave the global number. Was it Japan? Was it China? Was it the US? Was it Europe? Where was printed less? Who printed more? Because China on the rise, Korea on the rise. Definitely on the rise. Japan, they are doing some improvements in getting the product to the people. So we are curious to see how that's going to play out. I think they are going to. I think they have something planned for the 30 years. How to get the product to the people. Buffering, let's say, buffering. I'm curious how they are going to do it, because in Japan they love a lottery. Yeah, although gambling is not allowed, but a lottery, hey, why not? Hey, you need a phone number in Japan to participate. Okay, good. So to get your booster boxes. Curious to see, but what I'm already glad for is that the 30 years now is releasing globally at the same time. That is already good. But now, are there any estimations for the printing numbers for next year? It could be that they are at their maximum for the moment. So I would not be surprised that the number next year would be hovering around the same. Because people are saying, yeah, but see, come on, the printing facility. The printing facility? Pokemon hasn't said that it would open in 2027. It could even be 2028. They didn't say it would open in the beginning of 2027. It could even be the end of 2027. It could be in the beginning of 2028. There are so many stories out there that in the end, you don't know what is true and what is fake. So it could be all sorts of things. And that's why I'm thinking that perhaps next year, in the month of May, when they announce their printing numbers, it could be something between 10 and 10.5 billion. Once again. Because I think for the moment they are, then I get the impression they are at their maximum. Unless if they are going to upscale in China or Korea. Could be, of course. But I think in the US, for the moment, unless the new printing facility comes up, that they are at their maximum. And that now in Europe, I did see a label somewhere that apparently the Pokemon cards were printed in 3 countries. Belgium, the Netherlands and Austria. So are they outsourcing something? Wouldn't be surprising, eh? Yeah. In Belgium, they're using Cartamundi. In the Netherlands, it is Millennium Print Group. And in Austria, no idea. Is there a new factory that they bought? Nobody knows. Is it something from Millennium Print Group that is also over there? I don't know. Is it Cartamundi that has something hidden in Austria? Who will tell? But Cartamundi, it is also a limited capacity due to other TCGs are being printed at Cartamundi as well. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, they are all printed. I think Disney Locana printed at Cartamundi. So getting printer time, good luck with that. So we need to see really what it's going to give. Aaron, de zoon van Roy. Hello. Good evening. So yeah, what else did I get on my list? PSA. Exciting. PSA. So first of all, PSA is delayed in Europe August 1st. But now, here comes the kicker. I've read some information also from the Belgian PSA partner, Hero Grading. I'm not going to talk about the other guys, but you know who I mean. I'm not going to talk about them. Nope. But Hero Grading, for example, also launched a post on Facebook mentioning that, okay, they've got some information from PSA and the value bulk tiers are closing down. So that means that previously you could send in your cards for a reasonable price. It was 35 euros for cards, unless if you had then the pro subscription for then Hero Grading, then it was 29.95. Now that tier is closed down. Now it is 80 euros. 80 euros. That's a lot, eh? So now you already need to assess, okay, what kind of a card do I have here? Is this a card that is in a PSA 10 worth, let's say 100 euros, then you are already looking at a grading cost of 80 euros. Grading alone. So not the extra expenses. That's already a lot, huh? Where is then your value? There is no value. PSA is counting that you will stop sending in worthless, in their opinion, cards, and that you only send in like a Mega Greninja, all the cards where they can upcharge you. Why? Because that's their money glitch. That's how PSA prints money. They are not printing anything, yeah, except the label to put in your slabs. But for the rest, yeah, you are giving them free money. Because you are sending, hey, I'm gonna send off Mega Gengar EX. Oh yeah, that card, that's going to be what? 2, 3, 4,000 euros? Are you ready to pay an upcharge of what? 2, 3, 400 euros? It's kind of like, what? That's the only cards that they still want, basically. All the value bulk they are taking out. The backlog, 10 million cards. It is 10 million cards in general. So we are talking about sport cards. We are talking about trading cards. 10 million. Can you imagine? I've taken some time this week. Well, last week, because this week just started. So last week I was taking some time and I was trying to imagine 10 million cards in a facility like PSA. How do you do that? So imagine that those cards are from 1 million different people. Yeah? If everybody sent in 10 cards, for example, 1 million different people, 1 million different orders. Can you imagine how that needs to look at PSA? How are they doing that? That must be mental. Okay, I get you. They have a facility. They have multiple facilities in the US. They have facilities, of course, in Japan. Austria, I think, as well. But no, not Austria. Australia. Sorry. Not in Austria. Sorry. No. But you get the picture. How do you organize this? Then you don't need to be surprised that they make mistakes. How cards getting swapped. Errors being made when the cards are being put in a slab. Cards upside down. Labels written wrong. The shenanigans. It's they have become way too big. But will we stop with sending grading? The lower tier, is it the bronze? Yeah, the bronze tier, that closed. So will we stop with grading? No. Once the lower tiers are coming back open, people are sending in everything again. Would you be surprised? No. It's kind of like, yeah. Kind of like a card like this, yeah. People are going to send that in, yeah. Why not? Does it always need to be a high value card? No. People can enjoy simple cards as well, But my problem sometimes is it always needs to be PSA. I tried grading with Beckett, and I have sent off my first submission to Beckett. I think it was in March 2025. My first submission. and I did 2 submissions at the same time. How much was it? I think 2 times 35 cards, something like that. I think it was 35 English, 35 Japanese. I think it was something like that. 2 different orders. I sent them off, and several of them I've needed to crack open because they had an 8.5 or an 8 score or even a 9. Just needed to crack them open. Why? Nobody's interested. Not even 9.5s are being bought by people. People are only looking if it's BGS, for example, in a 10 or black label. I can count the 10s from Beckett on one hand, and I've graded like in total 100 cards with Beckett. So I've broken a lot of cards already. I still have, I need to lie, 30 cards, 35 Beckett's that I still have. And then I'm still on the fence, am I going to break them open? I still, to give you an idea, I still have a red Victini and a white Reshiram from White Flare that I have in a BGS. I have, one is a 9 and the other one is a 9.5, I think, something like that. They don't sell because people see a Beckett slab and they say skip. It's a shame because it's a beautiful card, but because it's in a different slab, people ignore it. It's like with other slabs as well. In the Netherlands you have Graad 10, in UK you then have ACE grading, you have AOC also in Germany. Grading companies are popping up like mushroom. Not so long ago I saw something else as well, and also Card Market is doing grading of cards. Nobody grades with Card Market unless, I don't know, they pay you to do it or something like that. But if I would ever have a Card Market slab that I bought from someone, then I just would crack it open, to be honest. Even at a convention, someone comes with a slab to me. Hey, yeah, I've got here a Graad 10 slab. Sorry, not interested. And if I pay you something, it would be for the raw card, not for the slab. So PSA sells the best. Yes. So for my business, I made a decision myself. I get PSA cards. Now I did an experiment. So in all transparency, on Sunday in Japan, I bought some One Piece graded cards. I bought 2 different cards, but I've bought 2 times the exact ones. So let me explain. So I bought a PSA 10 and I bought a CGC 10. Here comes the kicker. The CGC 10 for the exact same card, the exact same card inside of it, was half of the price of the PSA 10. CGC 10. And this is now a little experiment of me. I did that with 2 One Piece cards. And I've got now, they are going to go, I think that I will have them beginning next week. And I'm going to see how that experiment is going to go. I'm not going to put them online. They are going to go with me to conventions. And I'm going to put them in my display. And I'm going to see what people are going to say. Are people going to say something that one is half of the price of the other? Because I'm going to put them next to each other. And it's kind of like a social experiment. I'm going to try to see what the people are going to say about it. I'm very curious. Because it's exactly the same card, exactly the same grade, just a different slab and a different grading company. It's CGC and PSA, 2 of the big boys. I'm curious. Yes, CGC is crazy cheap, yeah. An increase of ACE? I barely see any ACE slabs. It is way too soon. They just opened up, I think, starting from today for Europe. Will we see an increase? Yes. You cannot deny we will see an increase. They are doing their marketing things. Also, when I had a talk with Randolph, he also said that he's going to visit some stores in Europe. So stores can invite him for some extra publicity. And he will then try to see, okay, if it's worth his time and effort as well. And also for his company, of course, that he will visit your store. to make some publicity, to draw in some attention. So they are doing a lot of marketing. This is now a marketing machine. They are expanding, but they are also suffering under their own success. A lot of people are sending their cards to grading to Ace. And now they need to take advantage of what PSA is doing. PSA is closing their tiers. If Germany is now opening up on the 1st of August and they are saying value tier closed, only minimum 80 US cards that can be sent to us, what are you going to do? Are you going to send off a normal illustration rare to PSA and pay 80 euros? Or are you saying, perhaps it's time that I sent it off to Ace, or that I send it off to someone else? It's not always positive what PSA is doing. And they have now already said they are closing their tier down for at least until it reaches 5 million, the backlog. And it could take 4 months, something like that, 4 or 5 months. But phantom this, the tier is closing tomorrow, I think, the 2nd of June. But everybody knew about it last week. So everybody still had time, because all the cards that are entered in the system of PSA by the 2nd of June are accepted for the old tiers. So what is everybody doing? How many cards do you think they are now receiving until tomorrow, since the news from last week? Could it be that an extra million is added on top of that? Because everybody knows value tier bulk is closing down for multiple months? Hang on. This is some crazy shit, huh? Yeah. I would not be surprised that somewhere this week or next week they say, hang on, the backlog was 10, now we are at 11. I would not be surprised. But they did have a counter on their website. Huh? PSA backlog. Okay. Can we see the backlog counter? Isn't it easier to get a 10 with CGC? I don't know. Is it easier? I will have a look when I get the cards. Current 10 million. Value tiers open under 5. But the 5 is mentioned here. Huh? Guys, here. Why is that line looking more towards the 4? I think the design was here made by an intern or something like that. I don't know, but 5 is here, guys. It's clearly to say it needs to be way on the 4, on the 5, way on the 5. But will they change their image? I don't know. Let's take a look next week Monday. Let's have a look next week Monday to see if the geniuses have updated it. When it should be mentioned, what is changing on June 2nd? So effective Tuesday, June 2nd, we are temporarily pausing new submissions. Because don't forget, here in Europe, we know it as the bronze tier from hero grading, but in the US, you have value bulk, value plus, and value max. Those were all different tiers. That's why I'm saying plural, because in the US, it was multiples. They have 4 different categories for that. In Europe, it was only 1 because you use a partner and it's something else. But yes. Let's see what that will give. But this could be the rise of others. This could be. It could be positive for Ace, unless if Ace shoots themselves in the foot. They increase their prices. Don't forget about that. Ace announced last month that their new price increase would start from today. But they also said all tiers were opening up back from today. So new prices, and if we're now talking about Ace, I've seen a reel from Randolph as well. They are introducing a kind of like a subscription model. that if you grade a lot with Ace, and I think it was 17 cards a year, that you get a discount, something like that. I don't know the exact specifics, but I've seen his reel on Instagram. I was like, what are you introducing now? So you are creating basically kind of like a pro plan, or a kind of like it's not really called an affiliate, because they also have an affiliate program, but you only get like 2-3% of the fee, which is not a lot. But I can imagine that more and more we are going to see Ace slabs pop up at conventions. I can't say I don't like him. Yeah, the label at the top, it's nice. You cannot deny it's nice. But yeah, and then also Beckett is changing the labels, QR code. They are changing. They are making it less possible to fake the labels. Could be good. But then the thing is, did they get that from being acquired by PSA? Were they already doing that? I don't know. I leave it in the middle. I didn't. Which cards are there from OP that I've ordered? Boy, you always ask difficult questions. Oy. Can I have a look? I need to look. But yeah, for the rest, yeah, I had another point, Pokemon related, Prismatic Evolutions, but in China, releasing the 14th of June, if I'm not mistaken. Already had a talk with one of my suppliers. It's a European supplier. Already had a talk about it, and it is going to be popular. Yes, but they kind of like have an ETB with 15 packs in it. It's going to be exciting. Prismatic Evolutions, Chinese. I'm going to try and buy. I'm going to try and offer it. Yeah. I have investments in Prismatic Evolutions, English. Anyway, I don't have anything Japanese. Yeah. I sold it all off. At Ribbon Ship, I sold it all off. Okay, at the Western Festival, I still have, I think, 1 box left. Okay, it's a shame. I wanted a sealed case, but okay. But the Chinese, if I can have it for a good price, I will try to keep something at the side. There were so many different products on the Chinese side. I've made a video about that, detailing everything, but you have the binders, very cute binders, the ETB kind of like style with the playmat. You even get a box to protect your playmat and all those things. We don't get such detailed things on the English side, eh? On the English side, we only get bad quality. But in China, that's next level. So I'm still looking here about too many cards. Hang on, I need to filter. Yeah. But yes, what is my prediction for the first partner Series 2? Will that do as well as Series 1? It will perform well. People are going to jump on it because people want all the cards. People are looking for hidden Pokemon inside of it. Hey, even I did it. I mean, was it last week, guys, that we did it? That we went through the cards? I think it was last week. But it's not going to be so expensive as your first Kanto partners. It's not going to be so expensive. In the beginning, prices will be higher, of course. But look at some of the cards now. They are hovering around 10 euros a card. You will always have some that will be more popular than others, but it will not perform bad. And also, on the other hand, okay, some people are saying, yeah, I prefer buying the Chinese ones. A lot cheaper, yeah. But from what we read also in the beginning, in Japan, they are apparently releasing them all on the 16th of October as well, all 27. They are also going to release them. So then we are also going to have those. Then it makes me wonder, if the prices remain so high for the English ones, what to do? But I can already tell you from conversations at conventions and people that are looking for cards and that are checking them out to see, okay, what is their grading possibilities? You have people that are trying to grade all 27. What is now going to happen with PSA closing value bulk? I don't know, but there are really people busy in constructing. I had a talk with one guy and he was preparing multiple sets for grading. So it will be valuable in the end, but the individual cards, yeah. It would be a shame if they now ask again 50 euros for such a box. You only have 2 booster packs inside of, and now it was it now Perfect Order and Chaos Rising in the next box? I think, I think it was. That's not worth 50 euros, with a promo pack inside of it with 3 starters. That's not worth 50, So yeah, send it off to card market grading. Oh no, whoever came up with that idea for card market grading, that's, oh my god. Still trying to find here what I was looking for. Aha, finally I've got a good filter. Where are the One Piece cards? Let me search it up in my other browser here. Okay. And it was an Usopp card that I had. It was a special one. I also tried buying this one, the Don, but I don't have the Don. It was a shame. It was a shame. I wanted it, but the price was too high. I said no. Where is the other one? Usopp. But the thing is, you now have so many opportunities. You now have Prismatic in China coming out. You have Chaos Rising is still the hot potato. You have then in July, you have Pitch Black coming out. You have the 30 years that has now been fully revealed. Well, fully, no, not fully, but the basic idea of what you can expect has been revealed. You cannot buy everything. Take that into account, guys. Plan carefully what you want to buy. Otherwise, FOMO is going to hit you very good. Why am I not finding? Okay, final page. Why? It was a limited card. Usopp. Ah, here it is. That one, bro. That's one that I have in CGC and PSA. That one. That's one. And then I have Sugar. Also a limited card. Where is Lady Sugar? Lady Sugar. This one. But always I get the impression that people here don't see that. So that's Sugar. So this card as well, also in a PSA 10 and a CGC. And then I have one Sabo, only in PSA. Sabo. this Sabo, but then in Japanese. This Sabo here at the top. Come on, give me Sabo. Here he is. This one. This Sabo I have in yeah, it's an ugly card, but I found it funny. That's why I bought it. I'm sometimes weird, I know. But I was looking at some One Piece cards, I came across those and I was like, why not? Yeah, and I thought, I can have them in CGC and in PSA 10. Okay, let's try it out, a little social experiment. But Sabo you would like. Let's first see that they get here. Let's first see. They still need to come from Japan. I'm waiting for my shipping confirmation. Today I just got in 58 PSA 10s that came in from Japan. So got a huge lot of cards. Big variety basically. Yeah, all sorts of things. So I'm really glad, but ton of work as well. I'm also now I'm also doing another play basically. It's something so you know the McDonald's scenario from last year. So these cards, I'm also now buying these, but I'm placing a limit for myself. Okay, how much do I want to pay for them? And I'm trying to make some sets. Trying that out, seeing how it goes. The Pikachu card itself, that's the most expensive, of course. These ones, they are cheap. But I've got now, do I have them all except Pikachu? I think I have almost one set, except still the Pikachu. But in totally 58 cards. We've done now the cards that I bought yesterday and then other cards that I bought today. Coming close to 100 cards extra in PSA 10, which is not bad. Not bad. Expanding the graded cards, but it's all Japanese, of course. I did have one Korean card that apparently I bought. Nice reading, see. Yes, nice reading. I thought it was Japanese, but it was Korean. Nice reading. And then also, of course, don't forget, sometimes when browsing card market, you can find a good card. 151, Japanese, found it for a steal on card market. Recently found another card. It was not bad, could make a profit on it, but I skipped it. If you really do some investigation sometimes, yeah. But I'm also looking, yeah, you've got multiple cards with the funny faces, yes. I was looking at the multiple cards with the funny faces. But for the others, the prices were a bit higher. So I thought, let's already start with these. Let's see. Also now a first time getting CGC. So I wanted to, with these two cards, also check now out, okay, what is the CGC slab? How is it? Is it quality? Is it trash? I can still break them open and remove the card because it was not expensive. To be honest, it was not expensive. But okay, that's the thing. For the rest, what else do I have here? Now we are into One Piece. OP16. OP16 is expensive in Japan. Damn, that's expensive. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Well, yeah, I know basically what's going on. The 3 mangas. But OP16, and also, I don't know what Japan is doing. Is it now my suppliers? What the hell is going on? But we talk about market manipulations in Europe, in the US, we talk about that. But Japan, they are also doing that. Trust me on that. They get product also a lot cheaper than they want to admit. I'm pretty sure about that. I think there are some are in the same boat as big stores that are receiving product from distribution at normal prices, and that they are doing a markup of like 600% on top of that, and they are selling it off. Sometimes I have the impression that in Japan it also happens at occasions. Difficult, you cannot prove that, of course, but there are market manipulations. And if you are seeing now, if I take a look on my end, I cannot show these prices, of course, because that is on my back end. But if I check out the prices for the moment for an OP 16 booster box, price went up again. I looked earlier, but now the price has gone up again. It's almost 90 euros in Japan. 90 euros. Crazy. Really crazy. That is very expensive, knowing how much normally a booster box costs. Normally a booster box is around 40 euros. So this is even more than times 2. This is crazy. Yeah, it shouldn't be that high. And okay, they are taking advantage of the FOMO. There is a lot of demand. People want to get those mangas. It is becoming expensive. Yeah. And I knew a store in Europe, a trustworthy store, that had them for sale at 70 US pre-order. 70 US, bro. Taxes included. Damn. Damn. It's like, damn. My pre-order price that I could get in Japan for these booster boxes, 85. Without shipping, without taxes, without anything on top, 85. So you would look at, with shipping included, to the price of what, 87? Because you need to take into account when it comes into Belgium, you're paying 2.7% import charges. That's the case. And per package that I receive, I pay 15 euros. Declaration costs. Because they need to do administrative work and they need to send me an invoice. 15 euros a package. So if I do a lot of orders in Japan and I get a lot of packages, every package is 15 euros. That's on top of that. And then I haven't even opened up the box. Huh? And then I still, when I sell it to you, I need to put a margin on top of that. For my own business, of course, because I also have bills to pay. And then I need to ask 21% taxes. If I'm selling to Belgium, the Netherlands, otherwise it's on a different percentage, because I need to take into account that when I'm selling to other countries, that I need to ask that percentage. I cannot just ask 21%. If Germany is now ordering something, it's 19%. If Denmark is ordering something, it's 25.5%. Yay! €70. I was wondering where they get their product, but I saw it somewhere €70. Yeah. And I went back to check, but it was sold out. It was a good price. Just even for myself, for opening up, it would be a damn good price. But okay. I'm cutting down on opening up products, to be honest. I'm cutting down. Although, in all transparency, I told you guys during the Rip and Ship on Thursday that I was thinking about opening up a booster box of Chaos Rising together with Cindy. As said, we did. It was not magnificent, to be honest. I chose the wrong booster box, I think. I don't know. I just took one that was here in my display. You guys know if you follow the Rip and Ship. It was just one booster box at the top. The one at the top, I just took one. We opened it up. It was not magnificent, to be honest. Bandit sculpted all. No, I didn't sculpt it. No. Not true. I could have if I wanted to, but no, not true. No. Just the scenario sometimes. Sometimes you need to be quick, and we are doing multiple TCGs. Pokemon is the main focus. One Piece is the second. If I need to be honest, second. Especially also if I look at, okay, the weaponship, One Piece is moving pretty good. Then the third is between hovering between Magic the Gathering and Disney Lorcana, basically. Disney Lorcana isn't so great, to be honest. Just pre-order shit, new set is coming out, then that's selling great, but I'm not making a huge amount of profit on top of that. It's pretty low. Yeah, I don't even reach 20% margins on Disney Lorcana. In all transparency, I'm not reaching 20%. I don't mind. I like Disney Lorcana for the cards. Then sometimes I have a great card, I can give it to Cindy. Or I have some damaged cards and I can give them to Emma. Then she's also happy. So that in that regards, it's not a great TCG. And Magic the Gathering, you also need to be lucky, basically. We don't do bad in sales. Single cards. Sealed? Hell no, that doesn't sell. Well, Bo, usually they say don't do any pre-orders, but One Piece is very difficult. And I'm also, for certain sets, sometimes thinking, do we need to go to pre-orders? OP17 is going to be very exciting. Eh? You know that, huh? So I need to evaluate. If I get a good proposition from a supplier, I have a supplier that apparently has some decent prices. This is a supplier in Europe, by the way, but I can get sealed cases. Also from One Piece, but Japanese. So I'm thinking about it. And it's like I always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I don't need to put all my eggs in the basket of Japan. If I have a European supplier, trustworthy, sealed cases, authentic sealed cases, why not? If the price is better. Yeah, sometimes I try to say that to my Japanese suppliers. I said, I found that price in Europe. Then they say, what? Now you. So, yeah. Yeah. OP on the second place. Will it make it to top one? Nope. If you look at the amount of interest, Bo, if I'm at a convention and if I compare how many eyes are looking at the Pokemon cards, how many eyes are looking at the One Piece cards, sorry. Pokemon all the way. Yeah. What I am thinking about is, yeah, you can clearly see, okay, we have a lot of single cards. That's not Pokemon, for example. That's Disney Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, One Piece, a part of One Piece, and some other crap that I wanted to get rid of in sealed. So, but normally our lowest price is 5 cents a card. But slowly but still we are going to move away from it. We are going to increase our minimum price. So the lower value cards are slowly but still they need to go out. That's the case. We need to go higher to use our time more efficiently. Don't get me wrong, last month I think we sold last month I think we sold once again 3,500 cards. It's kind of like the trend that we do every month. I think we are selling every month between 3,000 and 4,000 cards. We are not doing better, but time efficiency, revenue-wise, it is not so good. You spend a lot of time, yeah. And then also checking all those cards, quality-wise. So yeah, it all adds up. Especially if you are going to do more conventions. Don't forget, next convention, Sunday. Yes, Retro Heaven. Yes, information is on the website tcgbandits.eu. But for the rest, Another thing that I wanted to mention, One Piece promo cards. Bo, yeah, I know you are into One Piece promo things and such. Some do well, and some in the beginning don't do good, but then afterwards they go up. I have been following Bo the wet ST21014 card. You know, Monkey D. Luffy, the wet one. Slowly but still it's moving up. It's climbing back up. I sold one today. Was it today or yesterday? No, today. I sold one on Card Trader today. They are being bought up slowly but still. And then the one with the Lego cubes, apparently, the from the One Piece Day 2025, also still popular. Yeah. Then I'm always thinking, okay, you have then the Chopper magazine. It's a dumb promo card, eh? To be honest, I don't get what people see in it. But I had those booklets at a convention. Collector Geeks. People were not interested in opening up the card. They just wanted the booklet with the card inside of it. It is in a closed envelope attached into the booklet, and they just wanted that, to keep that sealed. I was surprised, to be honest. I was thinking, okay, perhaps people want the card for grading or something like that, or just the card itself to sell it off. No, they were looking at the booklet. And that was a bit eye-opening to see, okay, people are reasoning like that they just want to keep it like that. At a certain moment, the wet manga card, not the manga card, the wet card from Monkey D. Luffy, ST21014. At a certain moment, I also had a buyer that wanted that I shipped the complete magazine. Because it comes in a magazine, and he wanted the magazine sealed because he wanted to keep it like that. And it's like, okay, that's something different that you need to take into account sometimes. And now don't forget, you know that the new magazine which is coming out in Japan in September, it's then with the yellow promo card inside of it. There is already a big hype out, but the card is now selling for what, like 25 euros? Average price. Some 23 euros, some 25 euros, perhaps some 20 euros. I leave that in the middle. I don't know the exact prices, but it is for the moment a figure they invented. Some have perhaps overbought in Japan already. I don't even know the prices. I don't know what my supply is going to do, but what I have been warned about is, for these kind of promos, they are printed to the maximum. Yeah, the ST21014 card, for example, was even reprinted. Because the magazines, it was such a scandal, everybody was hoarding all those magazines, everybody was scalping them like crazy, they even reprinted it. It took a few weeks, they reprinted the whole magazine, not just the card, the whole damn magazine they reprinted, just to get the card to the people. People were not interested in the magazine, they wanted the card. So, Japanese promo cards, there are cards that are very interesting. Now, what I've also been looking at is you have the base shop cards. Those are also, you don't see them very often, but they hold a good value. That's also something that could also be as one of the sleepers. If you can get kind of things like that, yeah, it's kind of like the One Piece promo card that I had from the basketball game in the US. I sold it for $275. Okay, it was a very good trade in my favor. It was with another vendor, but the day afterwards, I realized the card was going for $400. Don't underestimate One Piece, but I think yeah. Lego Luffy is climbing. And the red Luffy, yeah, the red Luffy is for the moment 150. For the moment, 150 on card market. 130, 150. I sold it for 200 on Card Trader. That's a completely different market, Card Trader. I sold it on Card Trader. And most likely that card, I need to ship it off next week to Card Trader in Italy. They are going to verify the quality of the card. They are going to prepare it, and most likely 9 out of 10, the card is going to the United States. Most of the time. I don't pay any tax, any shipping on that to the US. I don't need to fill in any documents. I ship to Italy. That's it. But yeah, that card went out for 200 on my end. I told Cindy, it's like, that card is crazy. And on Card Trader, the lowest listing for the moment, 240. Lowest listing. And on Card Market, you have so many listings. So many people that don't know Card Trader. There's a whole world that could go open for all those vendors. Most of my sales happen on Card Trader. Last month, I sold almost 1,900 cards on Card Trader. Yeah. And then I sell also through Card Bandits. That's our own website. Also sold several hundreds of cards. And then the rest was through Card Market. Card Market is not such a big fish in our pond. Card Trader is. More big melons. Yeah. That's known, but it's not only One Piece with the big melons. No, you have the Wise sets as well. Yeah, you have several things in Japan. They are crazy for that. That's the thing. You already ordered the magazine. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have also multiples, but yeah. I will order them when my supplier lets me know something. I already asked a question, and then they said, hey, you're way too early. We'll talk about it in August. I was like, okay, good. They didn't want to lock in any prices, but I'm always like that as well. If you're now going to give me a price in August or beginning of September that is gigantic, then I will think twice for the future as well, because I could have done a pre-order somewhere else for better price. Yeah, so. Oh, Cindy's there. I was not talking about the melons, huh? I was not. It was Cart Chicos. I don't talk about melons. Nope. Maybe look for a trade with the Red Luffy. I just asked the question if I could still buy Red Luffys in Japan, Bo. I asked the question. I will have an answer tomorrow if I can still buy them. They are still for sale according to me. What? I was not talking about melons. Oranges. Your first booster box purchase will be Japanese Storm Emerald. Interesting. Storm Emerald. Yeah. I'm curious. I think it will be a great set. Storm Emerald. Yeah. I think it will be a great set. Yeah. But I'm waiting to see when that's also now something. So the Storm Emerald, end of July. At the same time, we are getting Pitch Black. What to buy? It's always the same thing. What to buy? If you're in multiple languages of Pokemon, for example, and then they are releasing on the same moment in both languages a new set, it's difficult, eh? Very difficult. Also for me, to decide, okay, I get an opportunity to buy something. Okay, what do I buy? What do I foresee? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Ryuko, indeed. Rayquaza SIR will be crazy. Yeah. But then I'm questioning now also all the previous Rayquaza cards. Are they going to go up? Are they going to get appreciated more? Some will. That's my assumption. Some will. And I would understand why. It will all depend on what kind of arts are now coming forward. That will be important. But it's still a while before we know anything. Eh? Usually the Wednesday before the release we will know something. So it's still at the end of July that we have a correct understanding, okay, of what kind of SARs, artwares we are going to get in the set. So, But yeah, Ryuko, we were talking about it in the beginning. It will be all over the place. But I think we need to use some common sense like we are now trying to do with Chaos Rising. If you can see an EDB for 80 euros, okay, people are going to say that's expensive. But Chaos Rising for the moment now also, you have the big box stores, Dreamland, MediaMarkt, they're also now asking 80 euros. If you can snag something up at 80 euros for the celebration set, you need to ask yourself the question, do you feel comfortable in paying that? Yes? Then buy it. Otherwise, you're going to pay 100, 120 euros somewhere else. Is there another way? No. We cannot magically lower the price. There are big forces at play here, so that's the thing we need to accept. Yeah, and people, stores know the hype, so they are going to hype up the price. The Japanese prices will also be crazy. But then my question will be, since it's a global release, will the hype for Japanese be so high or not? According to me, this is an experiment of Japan. To see, hey, let's say if you release a set in the same language everywhere, what is going to happen with the supply and demand of the Japanese? Imagine. Could be, Could be that perhaps they are seeing the light for the future to perhaps see, okay, let's do one global release for a set. Then they reduce the stress on the Japanese market, because then everybody can just simply buy the English. Now we get spoiled on the English side because we can see already the Japanese cards. We can already start buying that and trading that off and then making money on top of that and then seeing how it performs, and then we know the English set will be a hit or a miss. I think they are testing us out. It will be good to see what they are going to do with that. But yes, could they do that with something else? There was some. Today I saw a YouTube shorts of a lady. She's an Australian content creator, controversial. I don't really like her, but she was talking about that Chaos Rising and Perfect Order, the sets were switched. Or that previously it was one and the same set. That it would have been one set and that they now split them up. It made me think. Can you guys remember my video that I made, when was it, last week I think, or the week before? The week before. I was talking about Chaos Rising and the booster box case that I have. The label. On the label it was written that the booster boxes were not allowed to be put on the market before March 27th. Which is strange, because the set was officially released in the month of May. In the comments of that YouTube shorts, there was someone mentioning this point. there was someone else confirming that, and other people were saying, hey, you idiot, haven't you opened your case? You just probably got a perfect order in that case. I replied to that and I said, no, people are right. There are cases out there with that date. So there is then the rumor, were they combined? Pokemon did do something in the background. They changed something up, but we can only guess why. Was this meant for one big set? Because it can be. Now we have two small sets, Perfect Order and Chaos Rising. Imagine that this set would have been one. Then nobody would be complaining about Perfect Order. Everybody would be talking about, hey, oh, that's nice. Look at the connecting cards. Forky, Forgardier, Mega Greninja. Oh, that Mega Greninja looks good. Oh, Cincino. Oh, yeah, nice cards. Oh, yeah. And then the cards from Perfect Order combined, Meowth. Then it was all one big set. That would have been a whole different perception. Now we have two different sets. And I think, perhaps, Pokemon did it to try and cool off the market a little bit. They did some changes somewhere. So yeah, I think something is up. Why? No, I don't mind the small sets. That gives us a little breathing room, because Perfect Order was the breathing room we needed. That was the breathing room we needed. People skipped it. They are still skipping it. Until 6 months and a year, then they're going to say, Perfect Order, give it! Meowth! Then they're going to run it. But now, people are skipping it. I'm still hesitant in buying a case of ETBs. It's the only thing I'm interested in. A case of ETBs. That's all. Why? One day. That one day. That a case that you can now buy for 700 euros, one day will be 1500. It will be a long time, but one day will come. Look at Shrouded Fable. Those ETBs. They are now going for what, 80? I think so, 80. Yeah, so it could have been that indeed Perfect Order and Chaos Rising was meant to be one set. To be honest, I don't mind that they are separate, but there was some shenanigans in the background. But okay, will Pokemon continue with small sets? Could be that they now just decided for Mega Evolution, let's just continue. Mega Evolution is still upon us until next year. I think the end of next year, when Wind and Waves are going to release, because then it is officially Gen 10 with Wind and Waves. The Nintendo Switch 2 game. So that's then the end of Mega Evolution. Then we are entering then the new era. Perhaps they are going to stretch it out until next year, and then afterwards perhaps they are going to do normal sets again. Could be. Well, Chicos, what do you mean? Perfect Order? Bigger than Chaos Rising? Chaos Rising is better than Perfect Order. A lot better. But if they would have combined those, then it would have been one very big set. Then people would not be complaining about Perfect Order in a whole, because then it would have been Mega Greninja, Meowth, and all those cards, Cincino, everything was one big set. The perception would have been a lot different. No, Perfect Order is not better. No. There were some good cards in it. I've sold that Meowth from Perfect Order, 85 euros. Japanese. Valuable card. For a set that nobody likes. But yeah, still. That Meowth, I think in the future will do not bad. That Meowth, yeah. If I can get some extra copies from Japan, I'm definitely going to do that, because I had the card in my hand. It's not a bad one, to be honest. I also had the gold card of Perfect Order, the English, and that is the cheapest one on the market. For the moment, I think if it's still that case, it was going for 150. Yeah, so yeah, but that's true. Chaos Rising is good because of Greninja. Also the connecting cards. The gold card is not bad. Yeah, and then yeah, the Cincino card I also don't mind. Perhaps the Cincino card graded could not do bad. Yeah, perhaps that could be something. I don't know. Depends what the pop will be in the future. Yeah. One of the viewers of the channel has pulled that Greninja. Lucky bastard. Yes. I was hoping to pull one during the weekend when I opened my booster box with Cindy, but no. We did have one SIR. Which one was it? I don't know. I forgot. Yeah, but Cincino, yeah. It's, yeah, some people like it. It's a cozy card. Cincino cards are cozy cards. Plain and simple. Yeah. Yeah, but you also have Greninja nostalgia factor. Depends. Then for me, Meowth is more nostalgic. Yeah. I don't know. That's my perception. The gold card of Perfect Order is now 175. Yeah, I bought it for 150 and I sold it for 175. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I bought it in a trade and then I sold it for 175. Well, sold it. It was also a trade. I traded it back off. But yeah. But that's the cheapest gold card, eh? To be honest. From Mega Evolution, the cheapest gold card. Perfect Order. Will that remain the cheapest card? Probably not after Mega Evolution. When it is out of print, most likely that card is gonna go up. Imagine someone getting the brainiac idea of getting all the gold cards. Imagine that. I can see what they would be trying to do. There are different plays that people can do. Okay, it will be expensive, because hey, you from the Mega Evolution, Phantasmal Flames, it goes up. It's very expensive, but I can see the plays that are possible here. Yeah, you don't need to buy them all at once, and you can buy one there. In every dip, you can try to buy a card. Yeah, I can imagine that we will see that in the future. You like the Meowth from Phantasmal Flames more than the... Yeah, okay. But the Phantasmal Flames one was a card that we received 1 year ago on the Japanese side as a promo card, if I'm not mistaken, and that we now received in Phantasmal Flames as an extra card. Yeah, that was a card that we were still needing on our end. Yeah. Yeah, it depends. It's like with the Team Rocket as well. You also have people that look for the nostalgic Team Rocket cards, for example. Imagine, boy, sequence grading for the gold cards. Do you know how difficult that will be? My God, with the centering of those. Not so long I saw one, a Greninja gold, and there was hardly any margin at the top. It's just kind of like, hey, Pokemon, what did you do? Margin gone. Like, that was a bad cut. Yeah. Phantasmal Flames alone is already an expensive set. The booster box is now going above 400, going to 450, I think. Yeah. The Japanese is coming down. Slowly, but still, the Japanese is coming down. So the decline in Japan, I'm seeing a small decline kicking in. So, yeah. The whole hobby is nostalgia, but I don't mind it. I love having the 151 starters in my binder because I started with Pokemon Yellow. Ah, yeah. You still see a lot of people going for the 151. Yeah. But I think that will get lower in September. Then you will see less people searching for 151. It will be the focus 30 years. I think now, last minute, people are still looking now for the 25th celebrations. That I think, because now people are thinking, oh yeah, the 30 years, oh, where we are seeing that. Oh, hang on, I haven't got anything from the 25th or the 20th. Could be, but we need to see. But I think around September, most of the focus is going to the 30th celebration. You would have loved to open a booster box when they were reasonable price. Oh yeah. I remember opening up a Paradox Rift sealed case, and I paid, this was retail, this was before I had the store. I paid like what, 540 euros? No kidding, for a sealed case, and we opened the damn thing completely. We did the same thing with Twilight Masquerade, but then we already had the business. What else did we do? What else did we open? From 151 we opened several things, but not that much. But I can remember, oh, that was the fun. Ripping a complete case, 6 booster boxes. That's something very difficult to do now. Because the amount of money, the feeling afterwards, nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at this moment in time. Perhaps in the future when prices are different again, perhaps then. But now you need to pay 3 times that price for a case to open 6 booster boxes. 3 times. You're eyeing up that Groudon from Paradox Rift. Buy the singles, man. Buy the singles. You're too new to the hobby to have been there for PFL release. Ah. Yeah. But reprints will eventually come. Phantasma Flames will get a reprint. Mega Evolution will get a reprint. And the OG box, Mega Evolution, from what I've read, that printing quality was top notch. That was one of the better in printing quality. No idea what Pokemon did there. I don't know, but apparently printing quality was really good. Then it wasn't so good anymore. But apparently, so it will now be dependent, okay, what is going to happen with the reprint? What is the print quality going to be? What are the prices going to be? Yeah. But I'm hoping that people shift their attention to other things indeed, like you are saying, and that we can now buy some other things when the reprint is hitting. But I always like to follow these things up, and usually I see news arriving a few weeks in advance before it's hitting the market. Like now, Prismatic Evolutions, SPCs, I can already tell you, yes, they are coming. Yes. They will not be cheap. No. But they are coming over from the US. They are coming. Yes. I don't know exactly when they are hitting, but they are coming. So I like to inform you guys as always. But yeah, it's like Prismatic Evolutions, the ETBs. I told you guys when they were hitting. I told you guys, if you want them, buy them now. Don't wait when they are drying up. Prices will go up. Yeah, Destined Rivals. Not so long ago, I found an online store and they were offering it for $365. $365. A store in the Netherlands. Yeah. Found it in the morning, checked back in the evening, gone. Yeah, someone posted it on Reddit. Found it later on Reddit and was like, okay, that explains it. Yeah, SPC. The SPC I have, I think I bought for 230. It was a very big amount that I bought it for. 230 retail, but it was for my PC, for my personal collection. I couldn't justify the price to put it up on the website. No, I just bought one and that was it. Yeah. But yeah, SPC, now I think that when it's coming on the market, it's going to be plus 300 as well. I have seen the prices in B2B from the US. Well, that supplier that I know could get them from the US, and that price I have seen that, okay, what they were offering it to me, no, that would not be able to, I could not provide it to you under 300. That's the case. So it is an expensive box, but there are 15 packs in it as well, I think. It counts, huh? But still, you pay a high premium just for the box. And it is bulky. Yeah. If I would have certain boxes for long-term investment, I would prefer a case. 4. In a case, there were 4 SPCs. Then I would prefer a case, to be honest. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity for the Charizard UPC. I did not have that opportunity. I've got them in boxes of 2. Damn it. Will it match the 151? Good question. Don't forget God packs possibility. And there is also in the SPC, there is an SIR. Don't forget the possible value of that box. It will in the future at least go up 500-600 euros. So it will, in the end, it will follow the trend like 151, but it will always lag a bit behind. That's the thing. But 150 Prismatic Evolutions is going to do very good in the future. Otherwise, I would not have bought my ETBs a while back. And if I can still buy something at a decent price, I will do that. I'm now not strictly focusing on Ascended. I'm focusing more on what is first going out of print, not what is just brand new and shiny. No. Unless if I know that, like Ascended, I bought an ETB case in January. That was a very nice play. Yeah, I at least doubled. That's a very good play. Would that now be the same thing if I bought a case of Chaos Rising ETBs? No, that would take way longer. Pitch Black would take way longer. That's just a scenario. Ascended Heroes, that's a money printing machine. Prismatic Evolutions, for the moment it's already high in price, But now you buy an ETB at 200 euros, but can you imagine what's going to happen next year when the rotation is there? What happened with 151? The closer it came to the rotation, you have seen what happened in February and March with 151. Prices through the roof. People were buying up because they knew rotation, April, set going out of print. The final products, we got them. 151. Next year, same is going to happen with prismatic. Are we going to get other prismatic products? Yeah. We are later this year, we are most likely going to get some smaller things. I don't think we are going to get ETBs. We had so much ETBs. So many. The pallets and pallets and pallets came from the US. I don't know if we are going to get ETBs again, but silver products like those collection boxes and things like that, perhaps. It's all a guess. So if I can take some prismatic evolutions for the moment for a good price, I would not sleep on it because you never know when is the final. Where is the best place to buy a case? I see them on Card Market, but I don't know if it's better to try and buy at a show. At a show, at a convention, you also pay a premium. Yeah, and at a show, not everybody has cases with them. If I go to a show, I only have a few ETBs with me. Max 10, but then it will be different ETBs. Because you don't sell that many, usually. But for cases, what you can do, of course, is imagine that you know that a vendor is going to be at a convention, that you perhaps say, okay, hey, can you take that case along with you? And then I can go and come and pick it up at the convention. That is a possibility. Because what is now tricky with a case, especially now an ETB case, you have some stores, they double box. Meaning they take a brand new box, which is big enough, and they put the ETB box inside of it, and they protect it double layered. You have others that just take the shipping label, tape it on top of the Pokémon ETB sealed case, ship it off like that. You can imagine that if I ever receive an ETB case without any decent protection, I go mental. I go mental. I don't like it. And then afterwards you have that ugly label on top of it if you ever want to sell that case off again. And it's not minty. But if you ever have any questions, you see somewhere a case being offered, trustworthy shop, pick up the phone, call them up and say, hey, I'm interested in the case you have here online. Hey, but just a quick question. Do you sell it double boxed when you ship it? Or are you just going to put a shipping label on top of it and ship it like that? Because I'm a bit afraid that it could get damaged. Can you ship it double boxed? That's the least, according to me, that they need to do. You want to buy at least one case to hold, but you never bought one before. You need to know stores that do it. You can have a store where you buy 10 ETBs and you get 10 loose ETBs. You can have a store where you buy 10 ETBs and you get a sealed case. The only guarantee that you have is when you call. That's it. Unless if it's written actually on the project, on the product descriptions. That's the reality, huh? A seller is not obliged to send you a sealed case. If that is important for you, then it is up to you to get the answer from the seller. Hey man, is it a sealed case? Usually a sealed case comes at a premium. Then it could be that they say, if you take 10 loose ETBs, it will be 100 euros per ETB, so 1000 euros. But if you want a sealed case of ETBs, 1100 please. Why? They know what you're gonna do with it. They know that. So Ah, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. Usually for me it's easier because when I buy B2B, there is a thing that, yeah, normally we all want sealed cases. Unless if it's explicitly mentioned that it is not sealed cases. And then it could most of the time be that buyers in B2B say, nope. That's the thing. Yeah. My Prismatic Evolution ETBs, not a sealed case. Nope. I can live with that. I knew when I was buying them. I knew it. I didn't pay 200 either. So I don't mind. Makes it a bit more difficult in the future, and I don't get the extra premium on top of it, but okay, I don't mind. I knew what I was starting with. But if you want a sealed case, it's a premium. Look now up Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks booster box. Just one. Look up the case price for Surging Sparks booster box. I have made my point. That is just the premium that you pay. It is now with booster boxes, with ETB cases, and sometimes you have that as well with collection boxes. Why not? Yeah, we all know the value, and we all know that it will appreciate more than loose boxes. Because people are, how do you say that? People are more at ease because there is nothing tampered with. It is an extra protection. The original factory label is not broken. If it's now a collection box, if it's now an ETB case, if it's now a booster boxes, the original factory seal of the outer box has not been opened. There hasn't been any air inside. Factory sealed. In the hobby, unfortunately, that means a ton. So yeah, but what some tend to forget, that does not mean that the one that is going to open it 20 years into the future, when they are going to open it, that they are going to have minty products. Nope. I feel sorry for all those holding on to Paldea Evolved booster box cases. Because there was a bad batch at a certain moment. If you opened that booster box case up, that you could have 3 to 4 booster boxes with an open seal. I had 3 cases like that. Yeah. Then it reminds me of, should I open it or should I keep it sealed? I should have kept that damn thing sealed. I opened like 3 cases and then I said, fuck it, I'm not buying Paldea Evolved anymore. I don't want to risk it. Oh yeah. Prismatic ETB case from Card Game Shop for 3,200. Prismatic ETBs on Facebook Marketplace, 2K. No joking, 2K. From a private individual. I have seen during the weekend 1,950, I think. You gotta be quick. Don't sleep on it, but you can still find it for 2K. Don't pay a price like 3,200. I get an idea for how much they got the case. I got an idea. Yeah. So it will depend, because most likely this case comes from the US. There was no reprint for Europe. The cases come from the US. But these cases, minty, sealed, they came at a very high premium. I have seen the prices. I also have seen those communications B2B. I have seen those prices. But still, it's not 3,200. They got their markup, of course. Nothing is for free. But your best bet, if you can find on Facebook Marketplace a sealed case of prismatic ETBs, mint, authenticated, that you can clearly verify it face to face, for 2,000, you get a deal. You get a good deal then. That's it. I could do that as well, huh? But I didn't want to. I bought it now in B2B. $10 ETBs for the price of 15 is crazy. Yeah. You will make a profit, but it will need you will need to wait 1 year late extra, for example. You see, in the end you will make a profit. It is all okay, at which moment are you getting in, at which price, and then how long will it take before you will have a comfortable feeling in cashing out. That's the thing. That's what I also said in one of my previous videos. Okay, when is now the correct time to cash out? You need to now analyze this as the same as now. Previously I also said, yeah, I'm cashing out in 5 years. Nah, I'm cashing out when I feel that, okay, the markup here is enough. Why keep that money locked for longer? Okay, I can make a more profit, but churn and burn. If I can now sell, for example, my Ascended Heroes ETB case for 2,500 euros, perhaps I can take that money and buy the 30 years celebration. Those are plays that go around in your head. Okay, I'm now taking Ascended Heroes because the damn Dragonite is standing here on my desk in front of me. It's perhaps a bad example because I still have difficulties in letting that go. And then on the other hand, perhaps thinking about my Silver Tempest sealed ETB case, my Pokemon Go sealed ETB case. I'm not attached to them. Nice that I got them. I'm not married to them. Could let them go if I really wanted to. Depends how deep I want to go in the 30 years. But those are plays that you can make. I got my return already on them, and even if I wait now 1 year longer, will that return go up significantly? No, not so much. Why? People don't really like Silver Tempest. People don't really like Pokemon Go. So, will it perform well? No. I've got a case White Flare ETBs. I got a case Black Bolt ETBs. That's now not a good time to sell. Nope. Those need to appreciate a little bit longer. But yeah, when the price feels right. And that's what you need to do. But yeah. But guys, it's already 10:12. I'm going to wrap it up because I need to get out of bed early tomorrow morning. I'm going to, oh my God. But I would like to say thank you for joining the stream. I hope you liked it a little bit. There were so many things we were able to discuss. And if you have any questions afterwards, you can always send me a message or something like that. Next week, Monday, new market update. Now Thursday, don't forget, we are going to do the rip and ship. And then we can see, Black Bolt and White Flare. I think it will even be better than Crown Zenith, because Crown Zenith, people are still sleeping on it. I've got Crown Zenith boxes as well. People are sleeping on it. I've got them for a really good price. But, people are sleeping on it. I'm also sleeping on it. Waiting for it to appreciate. Good evening, everybody. Nice talking to you, as always. And don't forget to click the like button before I close off. Come on, guys. And watch the other videos. I still need a few hours. I think in total I need, how much was it? A little less than 200 hours. Then I will finally earn €1 or something like that every month with the channel. But okay. Thanks everybody. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.